Welcome back to another episode of Energized. Barry, how are you doing?
Ross, I'm doing very well today on this bank holiday Monday.
Barry, it's going to be the biggest show of the week of the year, isn't it? Definitely of the week.
Our Energized Show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, so much to talk about, isn't there?
There is. This is a big one.
Yeah, but if you are new to the Energized Show,
Welcome.
and if you're a returning Energized watcher, listener,
Welcome back.
and cheers.
Cheers. Ross, I may as well take it away and say exactly what the show is all about. If they didn't already notice from the thumbnail and title of the show,
You do that, Basmo.
it's going to be all about this weekend's baddest motherfucking title, Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal. We're also going to be looking at the return of Conor McGregor, and also Katie Taylor is back in action this weekend as well. So, like, and there's WWE as well. Tyson Fury's fighting.
WWE.
But
It's action-packed weekend.
it's a combat sports fans' wet dream, as one would say.
Yeah, it's a massive week. We're here to give you all our take on what's going to go down.
Yeah. If you've been looking forward to this show, make sure to give us a like. Do subscribe as well. And I think we should just start off with the Queen of Ireland, Katie Taylor, back in action this weekend, Roscoe.
How much do you love Katie Taylor to start off with?
Unbelievably. I
Yeah.
swear to God, like, I mean, if there was anyone I'd want my daughter to be like, it'd be her.
Is Katie Taylor's biggest problem that no one ever knows who her opponent is?
Yeah. This weekend she's fighting Christina Linar Turdo, who is putting on her WBO Superweight Lightweight title on the line in Manchester. So that's a good way to get into the Saturday Night Fever, as one would say. Watch that, then move on to UFC244.
Yeah, big weekend ahead for Katie Taylor. We'll be backing her. Look, I expect her to win. She hasn't lost yet, and I don't think she's going to lose anytime soon.
Yeah. Now she's moving up a weight as well, so don't forget that.
Honda Katie.
Honda Katie.
Come on.
Make sure to hit the like button if you like Katie Taylor.
Come on, you Katie Taylor.
And if you have not subscribed, just do it, will you, please? Like, my mom is like, your show is shit. And I'm like, it's only all right. Check out the Instagram. If you haven't checked out the Instagram, check that out.
Catch on the gram.
Yeah.
P.S. Gotten some serious no feedback on the mustache.
Though someone said something about the mustache.
Did they?
Yeah, I forget who it was.
What, did they hate it?
No, because remember, we were going to do Movember.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I said it to you beforehand. And then a few days later, you had the mustache. And I was like, all right, well, he wants to start early.
Lovely tash.
Lovely tash. But Ross, as we said, Katie Taylor is fighting this weekend, and you should make sure to follow us on Instagram, because we're going to be like letting you know all the details.
And they'll be live on Sky Sports.
Speaking of another Irish person coming back, Conor McGregor was seen over in Russia, saying that he's decided that he's come back to the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas on the 18th of January. Ross, how many times have you heard this? Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of times you've heard it, but this is the first time I think we have a set date. UFC actually wasn't going to do a show in January at all. Well, a pay-per-view show in January. Looks like that's all going to change.
How'd you know that?
Dana White, as basically said that he's happy enough to go ahead with the date, and it looks like it's going to be either Gaethje or Cowboy.
Yeah.
What do you think of those two opponents from?
I know we're not getting into the UFC 244 part of the show yet, but there could be a baddest motherfucker title waiting to go in January.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, the payday would be there. Jorge Masvidal would definitely take the fight, because I think he's always talking about getting more money for his family. They probably have to pay Diaz an absolute rake load of money to get the job done. But, you know, money's money, and McGregor Diaz is cashola.
Yeah. He said in the interview over in Russia that he wanted to make his comeback in January, then fight again for the baddest motherfucker title. So either Diaz and then Masvidal. And then he said he wants to fight against either Tony Ferguson or Khabib by the end of the year. 3 times in a year. He hasn't won a fight since 2016. Yeah. And like, as fans, obviously people checking out the show now, they want to see Conor McGregor fighting, and he's making headlines for all the wrong reasons these days. And what do you think people would still flock to Vegas to support him, like, from Ireland? I don't think that's really the buzz these days. You know what I mean? Getting their credit union loans out to...
I think a hell of a lot less now, especially in January, because, like, it'd be Christmas, if that makes sense, and everyone spend all their money on Christmas. No one has money in January. But there is a large possibility that he actually has such a big fan base now that, like, there'll be just people in Vegas, American people, cheering for him anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at your man from Barstool Sports who, like, goes around with the McGregor sign.
Yeah, I think his name's like Connor Fox.
Yeah, so look, I don't think McGregor actually needs the traveling support anymore. I feel like he has enough support everywhere all over the world. What's he have, like 30 million Instagram followers?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he can sell out an arena with that.
No, I'm sure he can. It's just, it used to be such a...
But this way, like, the Olays would be a lot less.
Yeah.
Now, if he fights Diaz in a trilogy, people would probably want to go see that.
What would be like one to make you have to go and see them? You know, because myself and Ross, like the last big event we went to, bar the ones in Dublin, obviously were was UFC 217 in MSG, and we're still waiting for that big event for us to be like, right.
See, I always find it quite strange because I don't see myself as I liked UFC before Conor McGregor was in the UFC, so like I'm not part of that wave, if you know what I mean. And I've seen McGregor fight, so I'm almost more like, if John Jones fought in Ghana or something, I'd go see that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, what was the one? Israel Adesanya fought Kelvin Gastelum, and then Max Holloway fought Dustin Poirier. That would have been a brilliant event to go to, but in hindsight, like going over, it would be like, whoa, where was that on again? Was that Vegas?
I think that might have been on in LA. I think.
All right,
not too sure, but yeah, they're someone who we've never seen fight before, because I've seen like a handful of like the big fighters fight. Like I've seen GSP, Garbrandt, Dillashaw, Joanna, Bisping, McGregor. Like I've seen loads of those people fight, so it's more so when I go brown bread, I want to be like, I've seen John Jones fight in person as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
I think he'd be high up my list.
John Jones versus Cormier for the heavyweight title.
I probably like to see Khabib fight, but I don't think Khabib's headliner work, because Khabib does that like grab, takedown, smash, and it's like, I've seen it a million times already on TV.
Yeah, and if you're not that close to the octagon, you're going to miss loads of it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But Conor says he's going to come back in January. Let us know what you think, if he's actually going to come back or not. It's just sort of like people are now sort of slightly turning on him, being like, here, look, if you're going to come back, just don't just prove it or something.
Yeah,
like,
stop teasing the comeback and actually just come back.
Stop teasing it. Yeah, stop teasing it.
Yeah,
but,
like he was going through a phase there where he became a Twitter troll, and just after every lightweight fight, and even some of the featherweight fights, he was like, I'll fight you. I won't really, but I will threaten to fight you.
Yeah. I don't know. Just come back, man. Just come back, man. But as we were saying, we've been teasing the whole show. UFC 244 is on this weekend. Jorge Masvidal is taking on Nate Diaz for the Baz motherfucking title. Before we get into everything else, this was almost in jeopardy, Ross. Nate Diaz, it was reported that failed a drugs test, and then he put a big statement out.
I'm not fighting.
Yeah, he put some statement out saying I'm the only person who's not on steroids, this, that, and the other. But Nate Diaz, Masvidal is on this weekend.
Yeah, your main event is still intact. In fairness, it would have been very... See, if Masvidal failed the drug test and you had Diaz still there, you can almost keep your main event intact. But like Masvidal versus someone like keeps it less intact, doesn't it? Look, I'm delighted this fight's still intact. This is going to be an absolute like gargantuan battle of will, stamina, striking capabilities, and like both are very good grapplers as well. I think it's going to be one of the best fights of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most eagerly anticipated ones. The Rock is meant to be giving the BMF title to the winner as well. So we may as well talk about the fight, Ross, because people aren't tuning in here for the bullshit. They want to hear us give an honest opinion, because some people are here on the scratch, they're on the labour, they're like, what will I stick my 200 quid on this weekend? Who's going to be the BMF?
Yeah, it's a mad one. And I was only saying to Barry before we actually started recording, like, if I told Barry at the start of the year, I go, the biggest fight of the year is going to be Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Baz, you probably went, man, we're not doing a show anymore. Like, that's stupid.
I don't know, it just made sense that when Nate Diaz called him out, and then you just, this is what it's all about or something. Like, just these personalities that like shine bright from just not putting on an act or something, you know. And like, even on the bit, like, see, a lot of fights we watch the build up and stuff, and you're not really interested in watching them talk. And then, but like these lads, you're just like, these lads mean real, they're the real deal.
Yeah, it's as real as you get, isn't it? It might as well be called the realest MFer in the game.
Yeah. And it's just what could happen after one of these wins, what the potential is next to come, makes us all look forward to the year 2020.
Yeah, 2020 is going to probably be one of the biggest years in MMA possible. Such massive fights available. Like, GSP might come back and fight Khabib. You have Khabib versus Ferguson. McGregor's going to fight 3 times. You have the winner of the BMF belt against, I don't know, whoever wants it next. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Daniel Cormier against Miocic.
Yeah, Daniel Cormier, Miocic 3. John Jones might move up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like, there's such great possibilities in 2020 for the UFC.
Yeah. Bellator's coming back to Dublin in February.
Unreal. FightCon's on.
FightCon is on.
Yeah.
Make sure to go to that, by the way. It's on in Cork, 29th of February. Myself and Ross will be there. If you want to selfie with Ross, you can.
Yeah, but bring a fake mustache.
Yeah, fake mustaches only. But Ross, Masvidal, Diaz, take it away. Make it good, man. Make it good.
Let's break down bit by bit. Who is the better striker? I think it's going to be mainly done in boxing range. Maybe the odd bit of kicking from Masvidal. I'm going to give Masvidal the edge just because I think he's going to implement leg kicks into the fight, as opposed to Diaz is probably going to strictly going to box. In terms of jiu-jitsu, I would favour Diaz on the ground, but I think Masvidal's got better wrestling, so I think he'll be able to get the takedown. So I'm going to say Jorge Masvidal by decision, 48-47.
Jesus, that's close.
But it's going to be a close fight. Like, these guys could basically mirror image each other if they wanted to.
Yeah. Like, they both have such strange careers. Like, Diaz has been there for so long. Masvidal also started, like, back in the Kimbo Slice days. Then he went up and down, up and down, up and down from lightweight to welterweight as well. And then only after the last two fights, knocking out Till and then knocking out Ben Askren, it's almost like his career has been re-energized. Whereas Nate Diaz looked the best I've ever seen him in his last fight.
But like, I wouldn't be surprised if Masvidal also got the knockout, just because the confidence from his last two fights, and he's clearly like sitting down on his punches that bit more.
See, the funny thing is, I'm actually leaning more towards Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he was very impressive against Pettis, wasn't he?
Yeah, but like Pettis, I feel like Pettis, if Pettis had Masvidal's heart, he'd be better.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know
what I mean?
Pettis looks like when the going gets tough, Pettis gets going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, Pettis beat Wonderboy, and like that was incredible. And then Diaz went in there and he convincingly beat him as well.
I know.
And also, he sort of implemented a different game plan against Pettis as well. And Pettis would have tried to kick Diaz's leg, and that didn't work for him. So maybe Diaz is getting better defensively.
Yeah. But you see, at the moment, I'm leaning towards Diaz.
Well, that's all right to say.
Yeah.
But like, The Rock's there for Masvidal.
Is he?
Yeah, they're both from Miami.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's
Well,
how The Rock got involved.
Well, The Rock's actually from Hawaii, though. Like.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but like, he's based out in Miami. He's like, go Heat.
I thought he was based out of Jumanji. But Nate Diaz. I'm gonna go for Nate Diaz. I can't wait for the embeddeds and stuff, and like when they go face to face. Diaz has been notoriously known for not showing up for shit like that, but it doesn't seem like these lads are going to talk any shit. They're just going to go in there and prove something.
Nate Diaz is also one of the few people in the world who's like just doesn't need a nickname. It's like, it's just Nate Diaz and that's it.
It's just Nate Diaz. Let us know in the comment section who you think is going to win as well. Also on the card, Kelvin Gastelum against Darren Till. We were just saying earlier, Ross, Darren Till is usually one of the most talked about people on any fight card, and now he's coming to this barely people even know. Big night for Darren Till as well for his career. It
is quite strange that he's returning on the card as the co-main event of the person who last knocked him out for Till. Normally, you'd think there'd be a bit more of a gap. I would like him to take more time off, I think.
Same here.
Moving up in the weight class, I think that's only going to be beneficial for him. I saw him hitting pads. He looked very good, but also anyone can look good hitting pads.
He always looks good hitting pads, though. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah, true. He does look very big at 185. I think like he's still going to have a big weight cut to actually make this weight as well. He's coming in against Kelvin Gastelum. Tyron Woodley said during the week he was actually going to ring Darren Till and give him the keys to beating Gastelum. He was like, don't hit him in the belly, that doesn't work. He just absorbs all them. I actually just think Kelvin Gastelum's going to win. Watching him knock out Michael Bisping, I think he has the same capability of doing the same things as Till.
That's what I was looking at. Like Gastelum was saying, he's better wrestling, better jiu-jitsu, better boxing.
And I agree with all those things. I think the only thing Till has are his kicks and maybe a bit of size.
Well, like we've seen, once he gets taken down against someone with Gastelum's like body, he can like keep him down.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, if Darren Till wins, I'll be very, very impressed. But I don't think he will. Like Kelvin Gastelum took the middleweight champ Adesanya, right to the very edge, and he could actually get a rematch with a win in this fight as well.
Yeah,
people are like, "Oh, I'll 100% watch that fight again."
Yeah, but like there is potential Darren Till against Adesanya, which would be great, striker versus striker. I think Gastelum at the moment. I have to see what Darren Till's cut and what he's.
Is the man to think that like Till like gets destroyed by Woodley and then knocked out by Masvidal? moves up a weight class, wins one fight, and then could be in with a title shot.
That's just the way it is. It goes from, and also, well, depends on how it's done as well. Also, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who will be one of our best mates come February at Vicom, is taking on Vicente Luque. What you make? Stephen Thompson's a bit out in the cold now. What you make of this?
Yeah, I think he's lost 4 of his last 5, so that's terrible for him. But Vicente Luque, he sort of comes forward, has heavy hands, bit more of a brawler. Won a split decision in the last fight against Mike Perry. I like Thompson to sort of keep it technical. He's also good. Last time he fought in Madison Square Garden, he beat Jorge Masvidal. So
yeah,
Honda Thompson, we were there for that.
Yeah. Also, Derek Lewis is on the card, and another decent fight might be Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie.
Yeah, Gregor Gillespie's undefeated. That's going to be very interesting. Kevin Lee moving back down to lightweight.
Yeah. Also, keep your eyes peeled for Johnny Walker. He's taking on Corey Anderson, and Makwan Amirkhani and Hakeem Dawodu.
Both fighting out of SPG Ireland. So
yeah,
it's a great card from top to bottom, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely not one to be missed. This is one of these cards where you're like, here, I cannot miss this. But
cannot miss it.
Speaking of cards that were definitely missed, UFC Singapore was on over the weekend. Ben Askren lost to Demian Maia. Ross Ben Askren is on a slippery slope now to Nowheresville.
Yeah,
well, he's got a
two-fight losing streak.
Well, a slippery slope out to FightCon now in February. But what's the story there, man?
Yeah, look, to be honest, Ben Askren, he's going to have to come up with a win. Very, very sharpish.
Against who?
I think he's going to fight Gunnar Nelson next, you know that?
Okay.
I feel like that's the fight for him to make. He needs to fight someone who he can just absolutely grapple the crap out of. Now, Gunnar Nelson might not actually be that person to do it against, but I think that's what he's going to have to do.
All right. Over the weekend as well, there was Bellator on Friday night and Saturday night. On Friday night, Frank Mir defeated Big Country Roy Nelson.
Francis.
Yeah, his first win in 4 fights. Fair play to him. And then on Saturday night, Douglas Lima beat Rory McDonald to become the welterweight champion and win $1 million thanks to 50 Cent.
Yeah,
what's your favourite 50 Cent song?
21 Questions, bud.
All right, I thought it was going to be like In the Club. In the club with the boys.
So, yeah, fair play to Lima.
Fair play to Lima.
What a champ. I think just to finish up, I think WWE Crown Jewels on this weekend.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury is fighting against Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but before you go on for a sec, it's the most eagerly anticipated WWE pay-per-view, bar a Royal Rumble or a WrestleMania that I've heard of.
Well, like they pull like 2 stars absolutely out of the blue, and Cain Velasquez and Tyson Fury. Yeah. And now I'm like, Jesus, I'll have to record that and watch it.
Yeah.
As opposed to actually stay up and watch it.
I just want to see what Tyson Fury can do. That's on Halloween night, by the way.
Yeah, so if you're not going out trick-or-treating and you want to stay in and watch that, it will definitely worth a watch. I'm just more interested to see. I actually watched like a little clip of Cain Velasquez doing like a Hurricane Rana on someone while he was wearing a mask before, and I was like, geez, I can't believe he can do that, because obviously he just took up wrestling recently.
Yeah, he's so agile.
Very agile.
Maybe he was fighting in Mexico though with a mask.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and then I'm also very interested to see what Tyson Fury is going to do. I feel like they're going to have to like do something with him, because there's no way like he can actually wrestle for 10 minutes, because he's going to have to do something else.
He said he might go into UFC. Oh, sorry, MMA next year as well.
Yeah, he said he's going to train with Conor McGregor. Who do you think would you like to see him fight in his UFC debut?
Fedor.
That's actually a good shout. I'd like to see him fight Stefan Struve. I think that could be good.
Would he be big enough to be just signed straight away with an 0-0 record?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like they had James Toney fight there before.
What about him against Dan Hardy, maybe?
Dan Hardy's like 100.
Oh no, sorry, no, the other guy, the other Hardy,
Greg Hardy. Yeah. Greg Hardy, yeah, I'm like all about it. Put manners on him.
Yeah, but like it would have to be in the WWE ring, like, you know.
Obviously,
yeah.
Doing pride rules.
I think that's good. The way if the WWE keep sort of trying to get these sort of people,
the crossover stars.
Yes.
Question is, who would you like to see WWE get out of UFC next?
Conor McGregor. Keep him out of trouble.
Man, that was a soft answer. That was almost too easy. I think Colby Covington.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah, there you have it.
Very good.
Yeah, but like, although he's sort of at like the prime of his career, as opposed to like Cain Velasquez was like retirement mode.
Yeah, his knees are in bits.
Yeah, but look, if you did enjoy this absolute action-packed show, and if you're looking forward to that action-packed weekend, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and as always,
stay energized.
Stay energized.